What is up? Today I'm going to be giving you a audio guide of how to play At Dead of Night, the new horror game that's going around. 8-Bit Ryan's played it already. Dom has played it. Teo has played it. John Wolf has played it. It's only a matter of time before someone like Markiplier plays it. I have not played it, but I know how to play it, and this is what this is going to be. So the things I'm going to be taking you through are the basic info, the flaws, the characters, how Jimmy works, the ghost and spirit voice receiver, how to speak to ghosts, the scrying mirror, how to deal with Jimmy and how to not know where he is, safe spots, items you can find, deadlock keys, and anything else that I can remember that helps to win the game. So the basic information to do with At Dead of Night. You are playing a. Sorry, I forgot to be. Your character, you are playing as a young girl called Maya. You are meeting your friends at a hotel called the Seaview Hotel. In the opening cutscene, you meet Jimmy. Of course, he has not been possessed by his father at this point, and he is basically just welcoming you into the hotel. But Jimmy then tells you that you're in room 101 and asks you if you are going to be staying for breakfast. You then say no, and then he asks you if you're going to be interested in the entertainment, which you also say no to. When you say no to the entertainment, you can visually see that he is, well, you can clearly see that he is upset by this, and when you go up to your room, he starts to freak out a little bit, and his dad takes over. You then come out of your room after hearing something, and Jimmy is chloroforming someone to sleep. Okay. So that's the opening cutscene. That's basically where the things take place. Obviously that's on floor 1. So the floors. There are 5 floors in total in the game. There's the lower ground. There's the ground floor where you start. And then there are of course floors 1, 2, and 3. In the lower ground, this is where you'll find the boiler room. And this is basically just the lower ground of the hotel. You know what you'll basically see in the lower ground. On the ground floor, you see the reception, you see the show stage, and you see the kitchen. The kitchen is one of the rooms that you can use the scrying mirror in, but we'll talk about that in a moment. On floor 1, 2, and 3, it doesn't take a genius to know, it's just full of bedrooms. There are also these things called storerooms on floors 1, 2, and 3 as well, where you can go in. There's one particular instance where you can go into this room, one of the storerooms, I think it's the one on floor 1, and you can encounter a ghost in there once you get far enough into Dr. Bose's story. Now, moving on to the characters, obviously we know that your character is Maya, the protagonist. The antagonist is of course Jimmy. There are 4 ghosts in the game that you can speak to. The first one is 10-year-old Amy Bell. The second one is Dr. Bose. The third one is Harvey, the hotel proprietor. And the fourth one is Jimmy's mother, Rose. I'm not going to reveal the story of this. I'll do this in another video, but I'm just teaching you how to play. So, this is how Jimmy works. Once you just start the game, Jimmy won't be active straight away. He will. When you're on floor 1, 2, or 3, it will take him a certain amount of time for him to spawn. The first time he spawns on the floor that you're on, you will be told that Jimmy is on that floor with a message saying, "Jimmy Hall is on this floor, looking for you. Stay away." When this message comes up, you have to listen for his sound cues. Jimmy has 2 unique sound cues that you have to listen out for. One of them is very hard to listen for, and that is his footsteps. The second one that you have to listen for is easy, which is his voice. The louder he is, of course, the closer he is. The louder he is, the closer he is. If his voice is very quiet, you can continue going in the same way that you're going, because if he's around the corner, you just wait and you'll poke his head from around the corner, or you'll see his shadow. The same way if you're going up the stairs and you turn around to the door to go out, wait a few seconds because Jimmy could poke his head around the door. If he does this, do not go through the door because he will catch you straight away. That'll be an insta-catch. Although when Jimmy catches you, he doesn't actually kill you until the very last challenge. I won't really talk about the last challenge, of course, because it will reveal some of the story, and I don't want to do that. But until the final challenge, he just catches you, and you go again from there. When Jimmy catches you, he always takes your ghost and spirit voice receiver off you. This will always spawn in the first floor storeroom, so it is imperative that you find the key to the first floor storeroom. Now, Jimmy cannot get you if you are in the elevator. If you manage to beat Jimmy to the elevator and you call the lift and you press a button to go down to a different floor, you will turn around and he will be stood there, but he can't actually get you. Let's move straight on to the safe spots. There are 3 places which Jimmy cannot get you. Jimmy cannot get you anywhere in the lower ground, he cannot get you anywhere on the ground floor, and he cannot get you on the stairwell. Those are 3 safe spots, so if you're really paranoid about where Jimmy might be, head for one of those places, because he can't get you there. If you head for the stairwell and you look round at the door, you can actually see if he was close to you, because if you turn around, he'll poke his head around the door, you've escaped him. Now, they are the 3 safe spots. They are the only safe spots in the game. Jimmy can get you anywhere else. Now, in terms of actually using the doors, you can find deadlock keys to each room, and what that means is that you can lock the door. You can either lock him out, obviously lock yourself in, or if you're really clever enough, you can actually lock him in for a short period of time. Bearing in mind this won't be permanent, of course, Jimmy will pick the lock and he'll get out, but you can at least trap him in the room, and the time that it takes for him to get out of the room depends on how far you are into the story. And it goes without saying that once you get 70% into the story, by the way, Jimmy will instantly spawn on the floor that you go to, unless it's the ground floor or lower ground, of course. Let's talk a little bit about the ghost and spirit voice receiver. This is an item that you spot right at the start in the opening cutscene, a bit that you don't have any control over. The game does give you a tutorial on how to use it, but basically you open it and you try and listen for like high energy states, which basically just loud static noises. If you hear that, it means that there is a spirit nearby. You cannot speak to any of the spirits until you've seen the first ghost, and I will tell you where to see the first ghost. Go to the lower ground and immediately get back in the lift. When you turn round, Amy will be stood there staring sadly into the lift, and then you can go back to the lower ground and you can speak to her. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this straight away. You have to find items first, because you can pair the replies. That's what you have to do. You have to pair the replies to advance in the story. There are loads of different items you can find, and it's completely random. In this aspect, it's a little bit like the game Granny, where the items just completely randomise in their location. You can also find this thing called a compass, and what this does is this points you in the direction of nearby spirits. If that thing starts spinning like crazy, you'll see it in like the bottom middle of your screen. If that thing starts spinning like crazy, there's a spirit really close to you. So it's snowing outside, I was just looking at that. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to deal with Jimmy. I've already said how to know how close he is. You've got to listen for his sound cues. But, of course, I've already said, you can lock him in rooms as well. Now, the more advanced players, once you actually get into the game, what you need to do is you need to call for him. There's a button to call for Jimmy. And when you hear him coming into the room, just before he opens the door, you'll know what his sound cue is, because it basically sounds like he's unlocking the door, which is obviously what he's doing. You need to wait for him to almost open the door and then hide in the wardrobe. Do not hide in the bathroom. Hide in the wardrobe. Jimmy will come in and he will hide in the bathroom. You cannot do this without a deadlock key for that room, bearing in mind. For example, say if you were in your own room, room 101. You found the deadlock key for room 101. You wait for him to just come in, you call for him, you wait for him to just about come in, and then you hide in the wardrobe. Jimmy comes in, doesn't come over to the wardrobe to check for you, just hides in the bathroom. Peg it straight out. Don't even look at the bathroom. Open the door straight away and lock the door. This can go horribly wrong if you take too long to lock the door, or take too long to get out. So you have to be quick. The penultimate thing we will talk about is the scrying mirror. Now, your character, Maya, has a unique talent. What she can do is she can see into the other world. What this means is whenever you look into the scrying mirror, it will give you hints and clues as to what to do next. But it won't actually tell you, it will hint towards it. I'll give you an example, like when you find... say you found an item and you don't know where the spirit is and the compass is not helping you. It will tell you, the first time you use the scrying mirror, what floor you need to go to and the character that you need to go to that floor for. If you then use the scrying mirror again, a few minutes later, it will tell you what item you need to use and what room number to go to. So it's really useful like that. Many people see the scrying mirror as cheating, but I just see it as a little bit of help for people who are stuck. There is one other thing I was going to talk about. The final thing I'm going to talk about is the jump scares. Now, the jump scares aren't that scary. I'd say seeing spirits, the jump scares that the spirits make that you have to find, is probably scarier than the actual jump scare. Basically, how Jimmy gets you is he hides around corners or he follows you, and when you come into contact with him, he whacks you over the head with a bat. Very, very painful. Oh yeah, one more thing. When you start the game, the only exit to the stairwell that will be open is the one on the ground floor. Okay? You can find the stair keys to each floor, and they will be clearly labelled stairs floor 1, stairs floor 2, stairs floor 3, and stairs lower ground. I have never seen the keys for the lower ground to the stairs, but I know they're in the game somewhere. But I've never seen them. I've never seen anyone find them, etc. Using the elevator is much faster anyway. It's just that using the stairwell can sometimes be safer. Although there is actually a spirit you can encounter on the stairwell. You'll know when there's a spirit nearby because the lights will flash. Specifically in the Dr. Bose and Harvey stories. And I must say, the story of what actually happened to Jimmy is very surprising. If you want me to do a video explaining the story of each character, leave that in the comments below. But the reason I didn't explain it in this video is because I want you to find that out for yourself if you decide to play the game. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.